Terraria's Halloween event is in full swing on all platforms, and there's pumpkins and goodie bags galore to collect. It made me think of an event that fits right in with this time of year and all the powerful weapons it contains, the Pumpkin Moon. The Pumpkin Moon is a post-Plantera event that was introduced in the Terraria 1.2.1 update and can be summoned during the night using a Pumpkin Moon medallion. This was the first event in Terraria to feature progressively more difficult waves of enemies and rewarded players who could survive further into the event with powerful weapons and accessories. How's it going, crew? This is Happy Days, and today we'll be looking at my personal top 5 weapons from the Pumpkin Moon. This list assumes you are doing a general playthrough without any class restrictions and can use any weapon obtainable from this event. With that said, let's get started. Kicking off our list today is the Raven Staff. The Raven Staff is a summon weapon that drops from the pumpkin with a greater chance as you reach later waves of the event, capping out at roughly 14%. Each Raven has a quick melee attack that can hit multiple enemies at once if they're confined to a small area. One of the most powerful things about Ravens is, unlike most other summons, they can be contained by blocks, which gives you some powerful farming possibilities. Even if the character isn't a summoner, they can benefit greatly by having a single Raven helping them out in battle. Our next weapon on this list is quite unique as it has a very powerful special ability. That weapon is the Horsemans Blade. The Horseman's Blade drops from the pumpkin with varying chances depending on the wave of the event. It's an auto-swing sword with high base damage. When the player hits an enemy, the blade will summon homing projectiles in the shape of a pumpkin. These pumpkins deal the same damage as the sword and can also land critical hits. A great trick to unleash the full potential of this weapon is to wire up slime statues and rapidly kill the easy slimes to summon hordes of homing pumpkins to destroy whatever boss or invasion you're currently facing. At this stage of the game, weapons that can quickly deal with groups of enemies are extremely useful. The next weapon on our list is no exception. Enter the Jackolantern Launcher. The Jackolantern Launcher drops from the pumpkin and uses unique ammunition in the form of explosive jack-o'-lanterns. This weapon has a boosted base critical strike of 10% over the usual 4% like most weapons. The general strategy with this weapon is simply to stay mobile while spraying the area with exploding pumpkins. As a bonus, this weapon cannot actually harm the player, unlike most other explosive weapons. Another weapon that greatly helps to battle future events is the Candy Corn Rifle. This weapon is also dropped from the pumpkin and is a fast-firing weapon. This gun shoots unique ammunition called candy corn. This ammo can pierce up to 4 enemies and bounces up to 4 times, with the shot dissipating on the 5th bounce. The speed that this weapon takes out weaker mobs makes it an excellent crowd control sidearm that the player can switch to when they're being overwhelmed. As you approach the endgame of Terraria, weapons with a direct homing attack become increasingly powerful as it allows the player to focus on avoiding damage while still dealing massive damage in return. Our number 1 spot today not only has a homing attack, but when paired with Scepter armor, it becomes quite out of control. That weapon is the Bat Scepter. The Bat Scepter is dropped from the pumpkin and, like most other weapons, has a greater drop chance later in the event. It is an auto-cast weapon that fires a volley of 1 to 3 bats that will home in on the nearest enemy shortly after being cast. The bats unfortunately don't bounce off blocks, so this weapon really shines when used on the surface. With a mana flower, buff potions and the Scepter mask equipped, the player will be able to endlessly deal homing attacks that deal massive bonus damage from the summoned orbs. Well, there you have it, folks, my personal top 5 weapons from the Pumpkin Moon. As always, I'd love to hear your top 5. Just leave a comment below and don't forget to include your reasons why you picked your particular order. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button with a cookie and don't forget to request what top 5 you'd like to see next. And here's the most important part, as always, you'll stay happy and I'll see you soon. This is Happy Days signing out. See ya!